Ardbeg 10, Ardbeg AN OA, Ardbeg Wee Beastie. Same distillery, 3 different whiskeys. How are they alike? How are they different? I'm going to tell you in this video. And at the end, I'm going to let you know which one I think is the best. So stick around. Okay, welcome to the first installment of Whiskey Versus. Today, 3 Ardbegs. I'm going to talk about each one. Now, there's a lot of info about these, so I got my trusty paper out because I'm not going to try and remember it all at once. So, the similarities on these, pretty close. Ardbeg 10 is 55 ppms. Ardbeg AN OA, which is supposed to be the gentler Ardbeg, is 50 ppms about, and then Wee Beastie is like 50 to 55 ppm. So all very close to the ppm scale, and actually all pretty close in ABV and price. I think Ardbeg 10 is the most expensive at $56, and NOA is around 56 as well, and Wee Beastie is actually the cheapest at $50. So all pretty solid price. All reasonable. Now, I did buy this 3-pack and during Halloween, so you see like the funny Halloween themed labels on them. This whole 3-pack of these is $55, which I think is great. I wish more distilleries did that, but that's not here or there. So, the differences. Obviously, Ardbeg 10 is 10 years. It is aged in ex-bourbon casks. The AN OA, no age statement. It's got a cask combo. We got Pedro Jimenez Sherry, New Virgin Oak barrels, and ex-bourbon barrels. So this has a nice little combo to it. So this one should be gentler and sweeter. And you got Wee Beastie. It is a combo of ex-sherry and ex-bourbon casks. So they're all pretty similar, but the noses and the palates are different. So let's figure those out. Before I forget, 46% alcohol, 46.6% alcohol, and 47.4% alcohol. So all pretty close in the ABV scale. So I'm just going to do quick nose notes on these. I'm not going to go into a full review because we don't want to see that right now. But the Ardbeg 10, obviously peaty, some brine on that. It's kind of seaweedy. I might even say a tad bacony. Pretty good nose. This is almost like a standard Islay what you get of it. Now this one, the AN OA, which I do like this one a lot. The peat and smoke on this is much more subtle than the 10, and you actually do get those nice sweetness from the sherry. It's right underneath that first initial smoke on your nose, and it's pretty fruity as well. So this actually is, as they say on their website, the gentler of the experiences. If you're trying to get into Islays and don't want to like just have a peat bomb in your mouth, the AN OA is going to be pretty good. It is pretty sweet. That's a good nose. Now, I have had the Wee Beastie before, and I'm going to tell you, it is basically like a sweaty gym bag. But not in a bad way. I know it sounded bad, but yeah, it's so briny, it's almost sour. You know what I'm talking about? It is super seaweedy, super coastal, very brine saltwater, a lot of smoke. It is, what they say, it's a beast. It's just going to pack a punch. So if you're like super into Islays and want a nice, like hard experience, this is for you. I'm going to say also very like sausagey, bacony on the nose as well. So those are the notes, the nose notes on those 3 whiskeys. All right, let's compare these palates, shall we? Let's start with the 10, and I am going to cleanse between each one. So I'm going to put my Great Value water here. Wow. That smoke really sets into the tongue very fast. Wow. That is actually a tad sweeter than what the nose would dictate. Very seaweedy. Definitely more meaty bacon. A lot of these are just going to be super meaty and salty, which I do like. There's not a lot of fruit on this one. Probably none at all. I would say maybe a hint of like some like cereal grain with a little bit of like pepper. I'm gonna do one more. Oh yeah, this is a very awesome Islay experience, and for $56 for the full bottle, you can't go wrong trying to experiment. The Ardbeg 10, very good here. And in fact, really fast legs. I mean, even talk about the color. The color of this is like a white wine, like a nice little Chardonnay. It's definitely like the dichotomy between like the color and then what you get in your mouth is so crazy, because you look at it and you're like, oh, that's like water, and then you go, nope, that's just a big old smoke. So this is definitely, these two are going to be the hardiest of like the Isla palettes, but anyway, this is a very solid palette for the Ardbeg 10. All right, Ardbeg AN OA. It's actually the darkest of the three whiskeys, and if you're like me, I don't know why, but I like darker looking whiskeys more. That's just a thing. I guess I'm just super like superficial and shallow, but I like darker whiskeys. Doesn't mean anything as far as like the whiskey goes, just depends on the barrel. But this is dark, I like that. Let's see if this is actually a gentler experience than the 10. Wow. That's almost like you got the big bag of fruit and then just like lit it on fire for like 15, 20 seconds and took it away. Like just a slight smoky fruit, but the fruit comes through really, really well. And maybe even like a smidge of vanilla. They're not wrong. This is gentler. So if you're not sure if you want like a nice like briny, like sausagey, meaty experience and some smoke, then these two probably aren't for you. But the AN OA definitely is going to be sweeter and kind of take a lot of that edge off with the smoke. A little more, ooh. There's some tobacco and ash on the little back of that one, but it was pleasant. It's not overbearing, and it only comes into the back of the tongue, and then it kind of sets. Now, I'm drinking 3 Islas right now, so the finish is just going to be really, really weird, but right now, these two have combined into a really sweet finish right now. This one laid down for, second, so I guess I'm getting that sweetness first, but like this is making it last longer. This is actually a cool experience. I've never done these 3 in a row before, but definitely gentler, definitely sweet. This one's pretty good. All right, time to test out the Wee Beastie. Now I know this is going to pack a punch. Let's see how big of a punch it is. Ooh. My God. This one is actually kind of like chewing on an ash ball. Like a salty ash ball. And that sounds unpleasant, but if you know what I mean, if you're like into Islas, that's probably good for you. If you're super into Islas, it's definitely smokier than the 10. And there isn't anything, it's not putting me off. There is some sherry subtleness in here. It's underneath everything. The first initial sip, you're getting a lot of that salt, a lot of the seaweed, a lot of the smoke. But it kind of dissipates quickly and opens up into a little subtle sweeter kind of category and maybe some nice cereal notes. Man. The smoke doesn't last long with this one. It lasted longer with the 10. So if you want a quick smoky experience, get the Wee Beastie. It's actually the cheapest of the 3. It's 50 bucks. This, I think I like this one better than the 10. You know, which one of these do I like the best? Well, let's rank them real quick. I think Ardbeg 10 would be 3 for me. I think Wee Beastie would be 2. And I think my favorite of these 3 is the AN OA. I'm going to say I like the Wee Beastie more than the Ardbeg 10 because I really enjoy a nice, like, meaty, salty Isla experience. And the smoke isn't incredibly overbearing. I'm not saying it's overbearing here, but there's not as much of the salty, meated brine as you're getting out of this one for me. So I think the Wee Beastie over the 10 for me. And then the AN OA, I do enjoy sherry a lot. If you saw my last video, I'll put it up here. It's the Aaron 21. Incredibly sweet, incredibly good whiskey. And I like the mixture of both worlds. I love my peat, and I do love sherry influenced whiskeys. So having them both in one experience is awesome. And I think this is a good entry into the Isla category. So I think the AN OA, as they say on the website, the gentler experience does hold true here. I think the AN OA is my favorite. If you've had these before, leave a comment down below. Let me know which one of these 3 you actually whipped before. Or if there's another Ardbeg you like, because then we got the Core of Reckon, you got the Ugadale, if I even said that right, probably didn't, you know, and there's a couple of other ones that I haven't had. The Ardcore, actually, I did have, which that one was really good too. So, hey, let me know. If you like these videos, Whiskey Versus, let me know in the comments, or just give it a like. Want to see more Whiskey videos, you can always subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And see you next time.